Hi, welcome. This Shabbat is unique because we are ending Purim as we are beginning Shabbat. And if we go to, for those of you who've seen Inside Out, it's my favorite, I think, Disney Pixar movie, the emotion that controls Purim is joy. And so we are supposed to celebrate with joy Purim. So as we enter Shabbat and we do our deep breathing in and we release all the stress and tension, I also want you to think about something that has brought you joy this week. Doesn't have to be huge. Even a little something that has brought you joy. Could simply be the fact that you all walked in and it was like 80 degrees in March. Take as many deep breaths as you need to feel as calm as you can so that we welcome the peace of Shabbat. And not only will we're going to buy a vowel and try and speak English. Not only will we be welcoming the peace of Shabbat, but with our opening song, we will also be welcoming the Sabbath bride as we sing Lecha Dodi on page 20.
Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad yishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem uteferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor habracha mirosh mikedem mesucha sof maaseh b'machshava tchila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela hitoreri hitoreri ki va'orech kumi ori uri uri shidaberi kavod Adonai alaych nigla lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uv'tzohala toch emunei am segula Boi kala lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela
So we will, I feel very loud. So we will now enter into our Shabbat blessings as we bless candles and we bless Kiddush. It is my honor to invite an incredibly active family in our congregation, members of our tent. Alyssa's a member of our board of directors. Alyssa Katz, Max Moyer, and Lily Moyer, come on up. And for those of you who would like to light candles on your own, you can come to one of our side tables and do that as well. Our Shabbat blessings will begin with readings on page 4, and then we'll go back to 3. Nope, sorry, 3, 2, 4.
As the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
Our opening reading this evening is on page 8. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services. But I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better, To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Please rise as able for Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Our next reading is not found in your prayer book. As the sun sinks and the colors of day turn, we offer a blessing for the twilight. For twilight is neither day nor night, but in between. We are all twilight people. We are many identities and loves, many genders and none. We are in between roles at the intersection of histories or between place and place. We are crisscrossed paths of memory and destination, streaks of light swirled together. We are neither day nor night. We are both, neither, or all. May this sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, and widen our vision. May this in-between light illuminate our ways to the God who transcends all categories and definitions. May the in-between people who have come to pray be lifted up into this twilight. We cannot always define. We can always say a blessing. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha, u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam leot ayadecha, v'hayu latotafot beineinecha, u'chtavtam Al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti adchem meretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
By Rabbi Rachel Ackerman. Freedom feels elusive, the expanse of the sea overwhelming. Out of breath from the journey to this shore, I stand with bloodshot eyes and tear-stained cheeks, unsure that we will ever reach the other side. I am not ready to be Nachshon, to be the first to dip my toe. It is lonely here, and I am exhausted. And just as I wonder whether I can continue to lead, I feel someone grasp my left hand and someone else take hold of my right. Then the wind whispers the same words that Esther heard. Mi odea, im le'et kazot higiat. higaat. Who knows? Perhaps it is for a time such as this very moment that you have arrived. I look to each side and breathe deeply. Perhaps it is for this very moment that we have arrived. As the sea parts, with reluctance and trepidation, hand in hand, step by step, through the mud, forward we walk. Page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. No rata'ilot, o sefele, no rata'ilot, o sefele, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amaru, Ze'elianu ve'amaru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai, Yai lai 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 lai.
As we think about Purim and Esther, she has such an interesting connection to protection. When she first becomes queen, in order to protect her relative Mordecai, it's a little unclear whether he's her uncle, her cousin, he's whoever raised her, he's her parental figure, says to her, don't tell anybody you're Jewish so that she can remain safe, because it clearly was not a time that was safe for her to be Jewish. And so she goes and she becomes queen. However, when Mordecai needed her to step in to help save all of the Jewish people, he said, you have to do that, using the words I just read before, Michamocha. He said to her, do you think that if we all perish just because you're queen, you will be saved? And perhaps it was for a moment just such as this that you became queen. And so she said to him, okay, have all of the people fast and pray for me, and I will work up the courage to go to the king. And so, in fact, many traditionally observant Jews still on the day before Purim fast. It's called Ta'anit Esther, the fast of Esther. It's a sun-up to sundown fast on the day before Purim, as we remember the bravery of Esther. And so what we learn is sometimes we have to hide who we are for our own protection. And sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone and be who we are in order to protect others. So as we sing our evening prayer of protection, it is something to ponder. Hashkivenu, page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, V'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, V'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim.
One of the questions, one of my favorite stories about prayer is about a child who asked a parent, a question I get asked a lot as a rabbi by members of all ages: does God answer our prayers? And so this child asked their parent, does God answer our prayers? And the parent says yes. So immediately the child goes up to their room and prays for a bicycle. And the next morning they wake up, no bicycle. They go back to their parent and they say, you said God answers our prayers. The parent says, God does. Back up to the room, pray for a bicycle, wake up the next morning, no bicycle. Goes back to the parent, says, you said God answers our prayers. Mother says, God does. Back up to the room, third time, prays for that bicycle very fervently. Next morning, no bicycle. So now the child goes back to the parent and says, look, you told me God answers my prayers. I have prayed 3 days in a row for a bicycle and no bicycle. To which the parent says, sometimes God's answer is no. So often we think that praying is about asking for things and receiving them. I like to believe that our prayers are answered not when we are given what we ask, but when we are challenged to be what we can be. So with that in mind, please rise for the tefillah, the prayer, the central prayer of our service on pages 46 through 52.
Adonai sefaitai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'inoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah, Rav LaHoshia, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umido melech, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'emanat halachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. A prayer of gratitude for the blessings of friendship and love, of family and community, for the blessings we ask of you and for those we cannot ask, for the blessings we recognize and those we fail to recognize, for the blessings you bestow upon us in the open and those you give in secret. We are grateful to you. For all these blessings, eternal God of the universe, we thank you and are grateful to you. For the blessings of our traditions, for the blessings of our creativity, for the blessings of return and forgiveness, for the blessing of memory and hope. For all these blessings, eternal God of the universe, we thank you and are grateful to you. We offer our prayer of peace, Oseh Shalom, page 62.
Oseh Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imeru, Amen.
Having asked for the wholeness that peace can bring and pray for that, we now pray for the wholeness that healing can bring. We follow in the footsteps of our ancestor Moses, who was the first one to offer a prayer for someone he loved who was in need of healing. He prayed for his sister Miriam. He said, Elna Rafana La, please God, heal her, please. And that was thousands of years ago. And thousands of years later, when somebody we love and care about is in need of healing, we offer a prayer on their behalf. So before we sing our prayer, Misha Berach on page 253, as my hand passes over the congregation, if there is somebody for whom you would like to offer a Misha Berach prayer this evening, please say their name aloud. For all those whose names we said aloud, for all those we hold in our hearts, for all those in need everywhere, we offer our Misha Berach prayer. take a moment for personal silent prayer.
Yehi uratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri vegoali Yehi uratzon imrefi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri vegoali
I've got my assistants. Thank you both very much. Since this summer, I have been working with an organization called Avodah that does Jewish service work. And one of the things they do is train other people to do not Jewish service, Jewish service, but also social justice work. And so one of the things I've been learning about is how to bring more social justice to the work we do here at Suburban Temple-Kol, and especially in the education world. And we have sessions 1 to 2 times a month. And one of the things that happens is members of the group lead sort of a set induction. And this was a set induction for yesterday. And I really, really enjoyed it. So I thought I would bring it to you. What I'm going to promise you is anything you write down on the sheet is for you. You don't have to share. I might ask if anybody wants to, but no pressure. I also, I am somebody who doesn't like to write in the moment. So if you don't want to write, you don't have to. You're also welcome to write down just the categories of what I tell you goes in each circle, and you can ponder it for later. Anything goes. Nothing is being graded. This is all for you. But I'm going to wait to make sure does everybody have a pen and a paper? Amazing. Cool. And Lori has 75 pens and 35 pieces of paper. And we're all good? Amazing. Okay, cool. So, okay. Annika, you got it right? Okay, good. All right, so in the first circle, and by first circle, I mean the innermost circle. And the good thing about this piece of paper, too, is if you're a landscape person, you can go landscape. If you are a portrait person, you can go portrait. Anything goes. It's your choice. Okay, so in the innermost circle, you are going to write down things in your life that you have total control over. Total control. So things like, if I brush my teeth twice a day, I have total control over that. How I treat other people, right? Things you have total control over. I'm going to give everybody just a couple of minutes. For those of you who are watching on Zoom, I think Mason has put up a slide so you see what the circles look like, and you can create it at home with a piece of paper and a pen. Okay. In this middle circle, you may think of other things, but that's okay. For right now, in this middle circle, you're going to put things that while you don't have total control over, you can influence. So, for example, maybe your daily schedule. You can't totally control that sometimes, but you can influence it. My child. Especially now that she has a driver's license. Okay, so that's things that you don't have total control over, but that you can influence. That's what goes in that middle circle. Okay. You might think that in this outer circle, I'm going to tell you to put things you can't control. That is not actually how it was explained to me. The outer circle was defined as things, areas where you just can only show up and strap on your values. So, death, you know. Yes, areas where you can just show up and strap on your values. So you may feel like you don't have any control. You can't have big influence. So, but where you can show up with your values and do the best you can. Now, completely outside of the circles, what I want you to do is pick one or two of the things in the third circle and say, what values do you bring to that? Think about what value you bring to one or two of those items. We are taught, Mishanichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha. One who enters the month of Adar, the month in which we celebrate Purim, increases in joy. Simply approaching this joyous holiday should lead us to feeling more joyful. Some years, however, that is more difficult than others. Sometimes life feels so overwhelming and out of our control that it is hard to find joy. When I was preparing for tonight's service, I found the reading that is in your order of service. It is from the Mishkan Tefillah for Youth. Sometimes when we write for youth, it makes things so clear. It is said, when you feel most like crying, then rejoice. When Purim comes, we rejoice. We drink our wine and sing our songs. We make our happy noise because we are alive. Because in the long tale of our people, not one Haman has risen to destroy us, but one after another. And yet, because we live, our cup of joy overflows. Am Yisrael Chai, our people Israel, lives. Yes, life is overwhelming. And also, we have been here before and survived. And even when we feel like crying, Purim reminds us to try and find the joy, to find our voice, to figure out what we have control over, or even just to show up and strap on our values. And to know that we are doing the best we can, and even that is something to be grateful for. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Purim Sameach.
I will open my eyes. I will not look away. I will use this gift I've been given every day. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. I will give of myself. I will reach out my hand. I will use this heart I've been given to take a stand. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asanu b'tselem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asanu b'tselem Elohim. I have a voice. My Change the world. Change the world. Change the world.
I love that one. Our service continues as we rise for Aleinu on page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God. There is none else.
V'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
You may be seated. We are gathered today to remember in the rapid pace of listed letters and names those who have died in years past. They stand in line, called forward, split-second images known only by their name, read by a stranger. I want to know them. The first was someone's bubby, bouncing babies on her knee, whose hug smelled like chicken soup, Shabbat, and butterscotch candies. The second, a son, a father, a grandfather, who sold twists of fabric to fancy ladies during the Depression. His beard tickled and his eyes twinkled blue with golden specks. The third was a teacher, a rabbi, a friend, whose life was shaped by Torah and whose deeds shaped the lives of so many others. The fourth was a mother who made her son's Purim costume from tinsel, cardboard, and love. The fifth was his wife, the man who always sat in the third row, tapping wrinkled fingers to the beat of a nigun, who prayed softly, whispering words of love to his God, always smiling when a baby giggled during the silent meditation, or a memory of her perfumed touch drifted in the sunbeams on the carved wood ark. He came that evening to hear her name, to savor its sound, wanting the moment to last just 1 second more. Each name on this list is someone's memory. We honor them with pace and presence, letting the syllables roll from our tongues with the respect and tenderness in which they are held by the man in the third row. This Shabbat, we remember in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, William Burtman, Michael Foyer, Rick Cohn, Ina Pundik, Alana Scoff, and Arthur Stupé. And we commemorate the Yortzeit, the yearly anniversary of death, of Irene Bayer, Lawrence Balish, Phyllis Benet, Edith Busney, Otto Danford, Ruth G. Freeman, Ray Ellen Seiden Garrison, Samuel L. Glazer, Sylvester Greenbaum, Marjorie Groden, Catherine Hamilton, William Hilkert, Nancy S. Himes, Larry Kaufman, Adolph Larange, Joseph Lukanitzer, Walter F. Lyons, Stanley M. Proctor, Henrietta Simon Reski, Grace Richards, Robert Buzz Rosenfeld, Henry E. Roth, Benjamin H. Chattel, Rosalie Toots W. Simon, Morris J. Solomon, Sidney Solomon, Moynell K. Spain, Florence R. Stern, Louise K. Stone, Vivian D. Stoddard, Laura Wasserstrom, Elsie B. Weil, Molly Lazar Weinberg, James B. Wolfe Sr., and Roger Adolph Zucker. We say of them all, Zichronam Livracha. May each of their memories be a blessing as we rise for the Kaddish on page 294 and take into our hearts and prayers all those you have loved and lost as well. Yit Gadal v'yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah, Bialma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mivorach Leolam Ome Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shmei Dekudesha B'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved, as we say. Amen. You may all be seated, and it is my pleasure to call back to the Bima a member of our Board of Trustees, Alyssa Katz, who has some words of announcement for us.
Hello again. Thanks for having me tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Rabbi Shana. Thank you, Annika. Wonderful service. So I have 4 announcements. One is, please, this Sunday, if you have nothing going on, please come to back to Temple and watch the Purim Spiel, put on by our tent kids, including my kids, and then stay for the Purim Carnival. And everything begins this Sunday at 10:30, and it should be fun. I have not seen it, but it's a talent show, and I'm very excited. There's some musical instruments involved. There's some dancing, a lot of music, so it should be a lot of fun. Secondly, please join Kol Nashim, Rabbi Van and Annika Baelish for a special women's Seder on April 6th at 6 p.m. I believe that's a Sunday, and it's filled with warmth and spirituality, and you can RSVP with Rochelle. Third, we have an exciting event planned for Sunday, April 6th, Sunday, April 20th, and Sunday, May 18th. There will be a talit making class with local artist Jenny Kaplan. No experience is necessary, and for more information, you can refer to the Temple Times or RSVP to Rabbi Shana. And finally, the Kol Nashim Book Club will meet Monday, April 21st to discuss the book Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zahner. So please RSVP to Rochelle for that as well. And refer to the order of service for more temple events and information. Shabbat Shalom.
Our closing song can be found on page 330, Ki Eshmara Shabbat.
El Yishmereni
please rise for the benediction.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's face always shine in your faces, guiding and sustaining you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom v'yasem lecha shalom.
And may God always be with you and bless you with peace. Peace in your hearts, peace in your home, and peace in our world, as we say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom.